Recently, there's been yet another JJK Battleground game, and it's really popular, at one point reaching 25,000 players, and it honestly shouldn't be this popular. I will also talk about how it got popular. Was it luck? Was it skill? Well, I'm here to cover it all. I've also made my own community Discord, so if you wish to take part of my videos or just talk to me, go join it. But with that, let's get on with the video. When you first load up the game, you will probably notice how bad everything looks. But there is a reason to all of this, because everything you see is destructible. By everything, I mean everything. You can ragdoll someone through a wall, you can blow up buildings, you can start a fusion reaction. Do you know what you get for that? My game! Literally anything. This already sets this game apart from other JJK Battleground games suffering from the clone syndrome. But let's talk about what the game gives us. To spice up the game, each character has a special move with R. You can use these with different moves to create different kinds of tech. Since this game is so simplistic, you'd imagine to have a lot of characters with these special moves. Well, you'd be wrong. Since this game is new, it only has 2, and they are not very creative. The first one you will have access to is Gojo. So, let's talk about his moveset. Gojo's first move is Lapse Blue. It is a blockable grab which does a kick after grabbing a person. If you manage to do R, aka your special at the end, it teleports you upwards to the opponent and then you do a down slam. The next move is Reversal Red. It's a blockable projectile that ragdolls. With this you may also use your special, but it works a little different. Upon jumping in the air, doing the red reversal and R, you teleport behind your opponent and then doing the projectile. The next move is Rapid Punches. It's yet another grab which does rapid punches. The last move is Twofold Kick. This is another grab which does 2 kicks. Okay, this is a nitpick, but come on, you could have been a bit more creative with the names. With that, let's talk about the ultimate, which is also pretty boring. It has both maximum moves, blue and red, which are just more powerful variants of both moves. Blue has a longer windup, a bigger range and damage. Red becomes a hit scan projectile, which also does more damage. There's an interesting thing you can do with both maximum moves. Once you kill someone with blue, the orb stays. During the short time period, you have the chance to shoot it with maximum red to create a maximum hollow purple. As for the domain, it's interesting. Unlike other JJK Battleground games, there are no domain clashes in the game. The person to actually win the domain battle is the one who does it first, so you can do it a little bit after somebody does theirs and it does not matter. This might lead you to think that spamming domains is the way to go, but unlike other JJK games, your domain can be cancelled. Not only that, but if you're fighting someone who is waiting for you to pop it, they could usually just walk out before the domain actually pops. I'll also talk about Yuji, but his base moves are just the same as any other JJK game. It has Divergent Fist, Black Flash, some sort of grab and utility move. Literally what all other games have for Yuji. As for the special move for Yuji, it's the ability to feint an attack. This isn't particularly useful unless there is some hidden tech that I don't know about. But what confuses me is that it's different in his ult. If you do R on his ult, you do a grab and do cleave. But then why doesn't Gojo have a different special move, but Sukuna does? To me this just sounds like bad game design, but moving on. With Sukuna, you also have a hidden move. To do this, you must do 1, then quickly press 3, then 2, and finally press R. But let's quickly snap back to reality. This game is new, it doesn't have many characters, the effects aren't that great, and the movement is okay. So by that logic, this game should fall behind on almost everything. It isn't Cursed Battlegrounds with its crazy moves or details. It isn't Sorcerer Battlegrounds with its good balancing and movement. It isn't Cursed Arena with its variety of characters. What I'm saying is, in no way should this game be popular, but it's done something no other Battleground game has done. By adding just a few additions to the base game, it's made it way less competitive and toxic. Here no one has to worry about the highest damaging combo or the best tech. People are here just to have fun with their friends. To explain how this happens, I first need to explain how a Battleground game works. Unlike traditional Roblox fighting games, in Battlegrounds there is little to no grinding. It drops you in the game, gives you the same abilities and characters as everyone else, and basically tells you, get good. Instead of you grinding to improve your character, you yourself get better, and that's what gets people addicted. By nature, this creates a competitive and toxic environment, which does ruin the experience for some people and does get boring pretty quick. But Jujutsu Shenanigans has managed to stay away from that. Unlike other games, it doesn't solely focus on the PvP or the characters and doesn't really portray itself as a glorified combat test. It focuses on the casual aspect and that's what makes it great. One of the biggest cop-outs for Battleground games having no content is, well, it's supposed to only have 2 characters because it's a sandbox game. Well, if you want a good example of a sandbox game where you don't need to have a million characters, here it is. With the small addition of destructive terrain, it has made the game way more enjoyable to play with friends. Sadly, I do have a feeling that in about a month, this game will most likely lose a lot of its numbers. For them to keep the 20,000 daily players, it's just plain out unrealistic. At the end of the day, this game isn't fully finished, it's still got some faults and bugs, but it's still enjoyable. As for the early access character Hakari, he just seems really fun and overall unique compared to other games. And in case you were wondering, it doesn't have a million fucking game passes so the devs can leech out of $5 for ripped audio files. Curse Battlegrounds. And to any other devs working on other Battleground games, this is a message on how you don't need to have the flashiest or best made characters, even though it does help, but as long as you have an enjoyable, fun game, it will work. As per usual, ask what you guys think about Jujutsu Shenanigans. So I'll feature some responses here. I played it with my friends and the mechanics just make it funnier. It's different from other Battleground games because I can play it for fun with my friends. And there is no broken combos that does one shot or something. Pretty simple and funny game. Well, do I have good news for you? With the recent leaks about the parkour they plan to add, the casual and fun aspect of the game will be elevated even more. I do agree that it's different from other Battlegrounds, and in my opinion, it should stay that way. It's a bit hard to compare other games since the idea of it is so different, but moving on. It's a lot more unique compared to SPG. Not only updates come out far more frequently, making the game fresh and new whenever you play it. A part of this I agree with and one part I completely disagree with. The only reason as to why Jujutsu Shenanigans can pump out updates this quick is because of how simply made it is. Sorcerer Battlegrounds sadly won't get to that level of updates, most likely ever. But I do have to say something, you're holding the devs at a way too high standard. At one point he will slow down updates and I can't wait to see people talking about the good old days when the devs posted an update every day. So don't have your expectations too high. I'll also be doing a lot of games with my fans on Jujutsu Shenanigans, so go join my Discord. Also be sure to subscribe. One thing you may not know is that I can see how many people subscribe from my videos, so the more people that subscribe, the more I know to make more videos like this. But with that, I'm gonna conclude the video. You tell me down in the comments, what do you guys think? How did this game even become popular? Was it seriously luck, or was it just so addicting that people kept getting their friends on, and then more came on and they told others and etc, etc. But with that, I'll see you in the next one.